back with that Q, and that is exactly what's going to happen. And once again, we had Dan and Dan on the desk saying they wanted to see more emphasis on some mid lane picks, and here we have Doinby bringing out the fun stuff.
It's perfect, right? It's going to be an FPX draft that people will think and see that it's, you know, Gimgoon back in the top lane or Khan likewise on the FunPlus Phoenix. It is also kind of amazing that Camille made it all this way, right? There has been certain drafts we've seen today where Camille has been a must ban because a lot of teams have seen it as a high priority. So the meta keeps impressing, it keeps surprising, and giving FPX a run for their money, maybe finding that win would be exceptional. And this is where we find out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. FPX and the collegiate team running head-to-head in game number 4. We have 6 more games to go, and it is good to be back. All right. Lyric, what do you want to see here? Because for FPX, we didn't get a chance to really hard talk the compositions with the Renekton mid, with the Camille up in the side lane as well. How do you run this?
I think for FPX, they have a very clear direction in how they want to play out, right? Lilia is so fast in the jungle and a very easy time looking for those invades, stealing away the Raptor camp. We talked about how Doinby can get pressure and priority on his own, so you can very much look for those invades. Camille was going to be self-sufficient in the top lane. She's going to trade fine against the Malphite, and she's very hard to gank, so I think you leave Xiaolahu on an island. And then once you start building up this advantage as FPX, stack your mid-jungle prio into bot and start turning that into Drakes.
Are you seeing this? Lane is taking FPX Malphite into Doinby. Now, obviously different lane, but to wear the FPX skin against FPX is just magnificent. I think that takes real guts.
Let's be honest here, right? Like, you're coming in as HMG. Sure, you're 100% trying your best to win this, but you are playing, again, former world champions. Sure, they might not be in form. They're still at least a mid-tier LPL team. You're playing here. You're coming in with a fresh mindset, no expectation. You're coming here playing for bragging rights. Hey, we just beat former world champions.
And I want to reiterate with flash forward. Chris says, "Let's go in." Ignite down. Jolly, excuse me. Really nice to hold onto his flash and heal. Didn't burn a single summoner, so it is a net win with Chris now without his own.
Yeah, and we have seen FPX's bot lane has been one of the lanes really struggling. Even in LPL 2020 spring and summer, these guys just didn't have that same mojo they had back in 2019. We saw LWX really fall a bit down to a more mediocre status. Chris nowhere near the best support in the league like he was in 2019 as well. So we definitely need to see these two step up.
Yeah, we do. Good trading from Doinby there. Parallel convergence comes down, but Lai is a little bit late with that. He's trying to back outside of vision. He's against the wall, gets low. The showstopper is fantastic. Haymaker, excuse me. We're not there quite yet. FPX have the push.
To be fair, Miz is hitting all of these bindings. Every single one.
It's not going to make too much of a difference on Chris with the HP regen, and Jolly's going to stick around being that low. If he gets hit by a double up, he's just dead. So LWX is trying to hard push this way.
TN's here.
How do they dive? Jolly backs in time. Chris tried to get the movement speed with Q, but a little bit too late. Miz slowed down once again. Flashed with the Dark Binding. Really nice Dark Binding. He survives.
Yeah, and we're already seeing a bit of this bot lane prioritization that we talked about from the side of FPX. A lot of it coming from the natural lane lead that they're accumulating. But we see here on top lane, Xiaolahu also doing a great job in winning out this 1v1, having a CS advantage, forcing lane low. He's going to potentially have to TP back to lane. Maybe as Cholyu, you can look for a bit of a play top, but it looks like he actually wants to steal away those Raptors. But we mentioned how self-sufficient this Renekton is, and Doinby always doing a great job of covering for his junglers, making sure no shenanigans happen with their camps.
And isn't it hard, Lyric? Like, as the Hecarim to gank one of these lanes, you look to invade, but beyond that, what can you do? Because you're against a Renekton who has an easy escape. You're against a Camille who has the same. You have to channel everything perfectly. It seems like FPX's solo lanes don't really need too much attention. They're going to stay in these lanes. They're going to maintain their CS advantages, especially up in that top lane. And it needs a drastic overstay from Xiaolahu to die down here.
Yep. As long as he has E, he should be able to get out of this.
And there we go. The gank comes through. Does some damage, though, and adds pressure for Xiaolahu.
But still, we see Tien in the enemy jungle taking away these camps. And, you know, you were talking about Hecarim before. You know, what can he do? Hecarim, not much of a ganking jungler, of course. He wants to farm up to get that first item, Triforce. But with Tien constantly in your jungle taking away your camps, it is going to be a bit of a rougher time. Sure, they are trading right now. We do see Hecarim on the Krugs, but I still feel like FPX's comp has a lot more options and even escape and defensive options that you've talked about.
It's always interesting when you see this kind of combination. Jolly might be dead here, though. Black shield's down. Tien spins one more time. The auto attack. The flash not needed because LWX has first blood.
Yeah, great play coming in from Tien and LWX, and just going to turn this into a reset. And this is really interesting to me because something we haven't talked about is Lilia's Mythic. Because Lilia is one of the champions I've seen 3 different builds on. You can go to Leandri's Tournament, which is the most common build, and that's what it looks like he's going to go for. Obviously, great getting that % burn damage on your abilities. You also could go for something like the Rift Maker, because it's very easy to hit many different champions and get all those procs, and the movement speed is great. The last one, though, Moonstone Renewer, a bit more of a supportive Lilia, offering a lot of heals to your team if you have enough damage in your composition. But it does look like we're potentially going to get... Oh, looks like the Rift Maker. Yeah, Tien actually did buy Phoenix Codex first, but he ended up selling it and buying the Hextech Alternator.
Yeah, so Protobelt, Night Harvester, unless we get the focus early on. We didn't talk about that. Mum and Dad are fighting again. Unfortunately, there's no Nico on the Rift. Chuyu's going to be walking away with a level advantage, but the chase is still there. The movement speed, great. Sleep not available, but here we go into the parallel convergence. Doomby uses his ulti. Can he save the mother? For now, yes. Lai ults on the spot and does 0 damage to Doomby as Chris says, "G'day. Welcome to my world." Flash over the wall necessary because FPX were on the hunt.
Yep, and here's the power of these, you know, early game bruiser mid laners that we talked about. Renekton's so useful, already having that Iron Spike whip as well, but we're not done here.
No, we're not. Lane at half health. Xiaolao, who wants the solo kill. He has Hextech Ultimatum. He just wants to burn the flash, and it's good reserve temperature there from the Camille top to push him away and continue dominating this lane. Look, 20 CS lead. Has Sheen. Lane is not having fun.
And even though we keep building the story of collegiate versus FPX, Xiaolao, who completely new player as well, and he's not stopping the punishment, forcing Lane to cancel his back.
Where do these players come from? I mean, this is his first competitive tournament, and he's playing like, I mean, levels of, I don't want to say calm, let's be honest. He's playing like a great man.
He's playing, would you say well? Good?
He's playing well, yeah. Well done. You always just know what to say to finish my...
You know, I know what else to say here is the fact that the FPX bot lane also completely dominating in terms of CS.
Yeah, I mean, all lanes are smashing this one. It's a 30 CS lead. Here comes Hecarim, jumping on top, flashing away with the exhaust, but Chu can only get that. FPX are going to continue pushing with this massive wave. And Jolly just going to take the bullet time. Jolly is so far behind at this point.
Yeah, we have a 2k gold lead just from 2 kills and CS differentials. And it's not even from the jungle like we talked about FPX when we set up. Heck, Chuyu has actually had an EXP advantage when we last saw both junglers interact. So right now it's all about FPX's laners just completely outclassing HMG. And you could just use this, hey, my mid laner's winning by themselves, my bot lane's winning by themselves. Let's turn this into a dragon. Let's turn this into a herald. You don't actually need to look for any sort of ganks or attacks into the enemy jungle, but Tien doesn't care. He's going for it anyway.
Yeah. I was going to say, this is what you want to see from FPX, right? Confidence as Smite comes down. There's the blue buff. Thank you so much for the leash. And we're soon going to see where this Hextech Alternator takes us. Doomby pushing out mid as well with the Iron Spike whip. And Lai losing a lot of turret plating. There's a Rift Herald there too. Let's take that. FPX are 2,500 gold up at 9 minutes in. And Crisp is roaming. Lane's going to have to ult or die. The sleep's there. And now he goes into bedtime, only just hitting LWX with the ulti. Xiaolao, who picks up the well-deserved kill. And Rift Herald is now definitely theirs.
Yeah, and I mean, FPX have a pick of the litter with where they want to place this. I still think you do it mid. Mid's usually one of the better options, but especially now where the mid lane turret only has 3 plates left available, and actually pretty much only 2, so you're going to just get this in one charge, and it's going to open up the map so much for Doomby to look for plays constantly on opposite sides. Though we do expect FPX to play out a bit of a 1-3-1, so it will be LWX and Chris manning the mid lane after this.
having said on LWX and Chris, but this looks like a really good second game of the tournament. They've received a lot of criticism, and you were just talking about their performance in 2020 when they need to be revitalized. FPX needs to be recharged with this new addition of Nuguri. And if they can have someone like Xiao Lao behind him and as potential for future, even better. So, a good direction for FPX. This game needs to be closed out cleanly, though, and this momentum needs to continue as Tien starts up the dragon. And there's nothing really that Chuyu can do.
Yeah, and again, this will be a good confidence builder as Chuyu.
Yeah, lane's there. Now, LWX walked into a Malphite. He doesn't have ulti, but I feel like he kind of deserved this. The jungle is bottom side, and down he goes.
And you were just building up, hey. Their bot lane's rejuvenated. They're showing us a bit more. Like you said, 2020 wasn't the best. And,
his laning phase this game was good. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, it was a misfortunate set, but still. Well, we'll get him next time, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, right? FPX are still in a very commanding position. Almost 4K gold lead. Oh.
Dark Binding there. The shackles down. Flashes away. Now, Hextech Ultimatum is not available. Otherwise, Xiaolahu could have probably 1v2'd with the Half-Bound Axe and Sheen in inventory. Also, he's got Kindle Gem there, so a lot of stats building up. But here comes Horsey. Xiaolahu's already backed. He's out. Crisp going to do the reverse play in the bottom lane, but lane ain't out. Ulti into the wall. Unstoppable Force. Into Renekton. What do they expect here, Lyric? Doomby has Gore Drinker. That healing is disgusting, and lane is gonna die.
Yeah, I really like how FPX played that one out. That's why when we saw Camille back in the top lane, when they were setting up this dive, we knew that they were going to have Camille wait and just save the TP if needed to react to this play. Of course, we're seeing Gore Drinker on the stream. Mania have gone on all day about how strong this item is, of course. 45 AD, 400 health, 150 health regen. You get bonus AD based on how much health you're missing, and you have an active that heals you for a % of your missing health as well. So, like, extremely strong item on champions that can utilize it. It's even making its way onto certain champions that you wouldn't expect. Like Lee Sin is playing a lot with Gore Drinker in solo queue these days. So, nice to see Doinby utilizing it to its fullest.
True. I mean, Doinby is the person who would probably be experimenting with those champions the most. Seeing Renekton mid is a little taste of his flavor, his dark technologies we've talked about over the years. Lane, you're too far out. You don't have ulti. He's dead. This is a Triforce Camille. Nice sweet spot. Tien is going to pick up the kill, so we finally get to see that upgrade come through for his Mythic as well.
And nice to see Tien, on a comfort champion. Like you said, he was the only one in LPL playing this after certain people like Le Yan pulled it out and they weren't really successful. Tien was the only one who really stuck with it. And sure, it didn't work out for him, but we obviously saw when we got to Worlds, it was a very strong champion and still very good in this meta right now, especially when you can pull out these AD soul laners. And this might be a way for FPX just going forward.
Chuyu wants to push him back. Killer Instinct used. LWX, does he have the damage? Bullet time comes out late because of the CC, and they get it. Nice dive here from HMG.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mistake from LWX walking out to like E the wave or even just hit the frontline minion when the rest of his team's already on reset. But very well played by HMG. I love that Hecarim recognized the opportunity to go for that play.
Meanwhile, Doomby's having a great time with the Rock Boy. You wearing my skin? What? Chuyu's going to get uppercutted with a scissor leg. Hextech Ultimatum was used. Parallel Convergence in. Now for the Chrono Break, they've got the stun down, and Xiaolahu's getting epically low. One more auto secures it, but Tien is spinning to winning. He's level 10. Jolly has to flash away to look at this damage. He's got Night Harvester Lyric, of course. He moves fast, and he does a heck of a lot of damage to each individual target.
And that's the dynamic duo that we wanted to see, right? Crisp and Tien, this is what they were famous for back in 2019, moving together. Great flash by Crisp at the end to guarantee that kill. And this game, very different than the last game we casted, where, again, Rogue wears OMG a bit slower once we hit the mid-game. FPX full force on the pedal and just keep going forward. 7K gold lead before 15 minutes.
Yeah, this is clinical. This is nice. This feels like FPX can't do wrong in this game. And we were talking a lot about HMG doing some damage on FPX, but there have been no real openings, apart from that nice play through mid. So HMG try to find TM, but he's so fast with Night Harvester too. Plus he has Merc Treads, so this Lily is going to be pretty hard to lock down. And the gold lead continues to expand. Look at Doombee's turret plate gold. 1,305.
Yeah, and you know, we can touch on that Night Harvester real quick because we go before, but you know, this item is all about hitting numerous enemies in a fight and getting a bit of movement speed off it. And when you hit an enemy, you deal a bit of magic damage. It's 125 base with a bit of AP scaling, and that procs on different enemy champions. So, you know, you can proc it once on at least everyone, and then it's a 40-second cooldown. So very good for a champion like Talia, who's weaving in this fight with the Q, dancing around, making use of that movement speed as well. So I would say not as much long-term sustained damage as Leandri's.
Oh, Miz is dead, by the way.
Well, yeah, not as much sustained damage as Leandri's.
Full time. This parallel convergence is really nicely set up, but 80 carries dead as well. And, you know, if I didn't say this game was over, I'd be lying to you because FPX just do whatever they want. 8,000 gold. Ritual's coming in.
I'm going to paint a portrait for you of how HMG win this game.
I didn't know you could paint.
So what happens right now is Shala, goes into those 3 members. He dies. Tien then also goes in. He also dies. The 5 members of HMG go. They take Dragon. The rest of FPX comes in, also dies. And, you know, then we're close. We're halfway there.
And then Chuyu might overextend it. I don't know what happens here. Onslaught of Shadows, a 3-man sleep. So nicely done. LWX doesn't have ulti, but he has a bit of damage. Chrono Break has to come in earlier before killing Tien. Another double over to FPX. And, you know, HMG are in trouble as Doombee has found Miz again. He just respawned, Lyric.
I'm just saying, they didn't follow the plan. The secret sauce wasn't there. Ooh, Crisp, though, isn't stopping. Shallahu is waiting in the wings, but hey, we saw there how much movement speed Tien gets, you know, just between his kit naturally and this item. Moving so fast, no one can touch him. Great damage coming out from both Doonbee and LWX. And I love how we're consistently seeing the 4 laners of FPX like find advantages in lanes and look for kills. And Tien for the past 3 minutes has just been taking Herald, taking Dragon, farming camps. Yeah. We have a flank coming in from Lai.
I don't think Sholly beats Doonbee. Now, everyone else is coming in, but he heals up thanks to Gordrigger, flashes over the wall. The Dark Binding is a little bit short. Shallow, who's going to help out his buddy, and Doonbee continues to live. Renekton with Gordrinker, folks. Try it in solo queue now. Triple kill, quadra kill. Give Doonbee the penta, man. He deserves it.
Yeah, we saw Danny almost on point with that prediction. Doonbee doing
he's going to do it. He's going to do it. What a bro. Or he's baiting it. Oh my god, he's even worse than a bro.
He is worse. His team even picked the FPX skin.
That's some BM, man. You know, pentas aren't earned, they're given. Or pentas aren't given, they're earned. Other way around. But, you don't tease a man with his penta like that. You just don't do that. Bad juju for the future.
So, FPX's next matchup is going to be up against SDX later on today. And they're going to work their way up to facing Rogue Warriors. So they at least kind of get to run the gauntlet in terms of theoretical level of team.
Stop running into Doonbee! He has ult. Wait, no he doesn't. Actually, Gordrinker. Oh, Gordrinker Q. And he's back to full health. Let's wait for that cooldown one more time as Doonbee gets yet another kill. And Gordrinker Lyric is off cooldown. Lane is in middle of 3 FPX players, and HMG have been obliterated 21-3. This is very much like the EDG LNG game that was on the in the other group. And FPX have got this one in the bag.
Yeah, this one has been in the bag for quite a while. Now this one's in like one of those like really expensive like metal steel cases that like you can't move. This was probably like in the ocean somewhere actually. Like HMG, really no chance. You're almost 20k behind. It's not even 20 minutes.
You've been casting. You've been spending too much time with me. Now you're starting to speak like me as well. In the ocean, in a coffin. You're quoting JoJo's now, apparently.
I mean, you're like 15 corgi steps away from me, to be fair.
True. Corgi as in the dog? The cute little puffy?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you know, we have a look at this fight where FPX are 15,000 gold ahead already, so all of HMG runs in. Doonbee uses Gordrinker. They're going to kill all of them. This game is as done and dusted as it goes.
Yep.
for HMG. We're not even at the point where I talked about 10 minutes ago. It actually doesn't even matter if FPX just single-handedly runs into you over and over again. At that point, they'll still only be about 10k gold ahead of you.
You know, the audience wants to see if Doomby can 1v5. I know they do. He's now got more healing with the Asterix gauge.
Yep.
So, Doomby won't die unless he's under a turret. That'll be interesting to see. He deserves that penta. Also, by the way, gold lead, 17,000 just about. Let's go to Baron, says FPX. That'll make the game end
I think
quicker.
the new challenge is 20. Can they get a 20,000 gold lead? And has that been done before?
Yeah, it definitely has. It was probably like a Rogue Warriors game as well, where everything went wrong. No, I'm not sure. I can't fact check that, of course. I'm not a wizard. It's Xiao Lao who is going to ult onto Chuyu. Sets up for the Killer Instinct. This has been a really good combo. They actually get the shutdown, but it's a two-man sleep on that backline duo. Miz takes the damage with the Ignite, and Doomby, remember, he doesn't die. Eldervang's having a good time as well, and Tien's going to flash after him. Mother versus father. And the mother is severely annoyed about something. He didn't do the dishes. He left out the washing. And where is the child? Somewhere on the clothesline for some reason. But, you know, the mother wins out. The mother's always right, Lyric. Don't forget that as FPX head towards the next.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of shenanigans happened. FPX is going to put their first one on the board, so, you know, not falling too far behind in this group, hopefully can find a win.
I've learned a lot today. I hope the audience has as well. FPX are good at the game.
A mother in her washing? What?
No, the thing is, right, so you've gone out. You've gone out for the day. Now, your wife, or it could be your own mother, no, in this situation.
If I do say so myself.
Come back, move. Oh, it was a stomp, though. I mean, Doomby had a really good game. I mean, the laning phase from Xiao Lao Hu as well, let's not forget. This is a player that's come out of nowhere, and he's performing really, really well on this roster. So it's good to see that FPX, even without Nuguri, that people will be disappointed about not seeing him here. FPX looked together in this game, and they looked super clean through all angles, and they just had fun in the end.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen one game where Xiao Lahu had like a fine laning phase, like wasn't outstanding, wasn't bad, great team fighting. In this game, just amazing in lane.